William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Sweetheart List, a novel by Jill Shalvis, performed by Arndt. Chapter 1. Harper Shaw was a single snack getting stuck in a vending machine away from an anxiety attack. But hey, that was what happened when you decided nothing in your life sparked joy. You wiped your slate clean like an Etch-a-Sketch and started over. A heavy sigh came from the shotgun position of her car. I know. Harper leaned forward a little, squinting into the dark night, broken up only by the white slashes of snow coming down. We've been on the road for 12 hours and you're hungry and bored. I get it, believe me. Who knew it could snow in Tahoe in July? But hey, it's pretty, right? No response from the peanut gallery, so she reached into the passenger seat for her skinny popcorn, pulling the huge 1-pound bag into her lap to munch on. The point is, we agreed to stop being Eeyore. It never gets us anywhere or anything but heartbroken and shoved aside. We're done with that. We're only looking at the silver linings now. Positive thinking. Gotta dream it to live it and all that crap. Sure, she was exhausted and frazzled on the inside, but she meant it. She'd just turned 30, and a corner on her life path. If it didn't bring her joy, then forget about it. And speaking of joy, she found some driving over the majestic summit, taking in the staggeringly high peaks that were nothing but inky outlines against the stormy night sky. She was pretty sure her beat-up sneaks weren't going to stand up to this storm, and she didn't have any sort of warm boots. She reached for her phone to access her notes and start a new list before she remembered she no longer made lists. They hadn't brought her joy. They, along with her ex-almost-fiancé Daniel, had brought only pressure, unrealistic expectations, and heartbreak. But she still had Ham, a.k.a. Hambone, her 125-pound, 5-year-old perpetual puppy Bernese Mountain Rescue. The perfect male, he was loyal, sweet, and always kind. His only fault was that he got carsick, like really carsick, unless he had his huge head out the window. This meant Harper was currently freezing, even with her heater blasting. Most of her belongings were in a moving pod that would arrive next week, but the things that mattered most to her were in this car. Ham, of course, her mom's recipes, one of only 2 things she had of the woman she loved more than anything. She also had her own beloved and essential baking tools, including her mixer and food processor, not to mention her jar of homegrown, irreplaceable sourdough starter and a tin of her chocolate and mint chip cookies, both out of this world, if she said so herself. She planned to use them to bribe people into wanting to be friends with her, because she could really use some. Or even one. And then there was the small building she'd rented to open her own bakery. Scary, but as she had 0 regrets, also incredibly thrilling. She'd happily walked away from her stressful job at the busiest bakery in all of San Diego, then also walked from things she'd considered her responsibilities, like helping her ex-almost-fiancé through law school, or making sure her dad was happy, as she'd promised her mom she'd do. But since Daniel had graduated and dumped her, and her dad had remarried and moved on, she was free. And looking forward to living life as she wanted, without obligations or anything that preyed on or drained her emotions. Not that anything could drain them at the moment. Nope. Her emotional gas tank was currently on E for empty. She looked out at the dark night. She knew the route to the lake, but she needed help from here, so she unmuted her GPS. "Crikey!" an Australian male voice immediately yelled, startling her so badly the bag of popcorn went flying in the air like the snow on the other side of the windshield. "10 left at Sunrise Cove in 100 feet, mate."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?